Life is not a competition. Karen Gladney, good morning, good to see you. We take things and we make them into a competition. You know, like in my coaching practice, I find this: people compare themselves with the results that other people are getting. And by bringing that comparison in, that comparison creates competition. Anytime you compare yourself with someone else and find yourself unworthy, not worthy, anytime you compare yourself with someone else and you say, oh, they have it and I don't, that brings you down the emotional scale. The response ought to be that if they can do it, I can do it too. If that person is capable of it, then I am capable of it too. That's very different. And that removes competition. It brings everyone on the same level. You see, in a competition, basically what we are saying is that other people are at a different level than we are, a different skill level, different accomplishment level, different whatever level, education level, age level, health level. When you compare yourself unfavorably with someone, you are creating competition that is negative. Instead, there is no competition because every single person can have what they want. Every single person can have what they want because it's the emotion at the end of the thing that you think you want that you want to win with. For example, when so many people send me messages on YouTube about their appearance and they want to fix their teeth or their skin color or the shape of their face or their height and all these physical characteristics, and my answer to all of them always is, that's not really what you want. What you want is something that you think that thing is going to give you. For example, most of the people who come to me with height being the issue, come to me with height being the issue or looks being the issue because they think that when they are able to get their looks to be a certain way that they think is perfect, then they will find love. But when you think like this, now you've made finding love conditional on the way you look. But if you didn't make it conditional on the way you look, then you would find it. Because it is not conditional on your height, on your weight, on the way you look, on the size of your eyes, or the shape of your lips. It is not conditional on any of those things unless you make it conditional. And so this is what happens when people look at other people and they think that it's the beauty of the person that got them the relationship that they're in. Now they create that connection, and that connection then holds them prisoner. And that's how it works with everything, whether it is relationships, whether it is any other subject in your life, because everything works the same way. Once you make a connection between two things, that connection controls you. And that's really important to understand and to know, because we want to be free of everything. We don't want to be controlled by circumstances, people, or things. We don't want to be controlled by any of that. And so it is really important to understand this thing. Otherwise, you will be controlled by things that are external to you. This has to happen so that I can get this. That connection is what holds us back, and we make those connections by observing other people. But if we looked for evidence to the contrary, we would also find it, because there's so many people who look at movie stars and they have crushes on singers and social media people and whatever, and they say, oh, if I was only more beautiful, or if I only had this, then someone like this would show up for me. But you're making that connection, and if you didn't make that connection, then it wouldn't hold you prisoner. And people create prisons of their own making, all sorts of prisons of their own making, by making connections between one thing and another. And the entire, not the entire, a good substantial portion of the heart and mind alignment method is geared towards helping people break those connections, identify the connections that you have made, and break those connections. It's very interesting, the connections that people make. So from coaching people, I have seen people make a connection between their gender and how they get treated at work. Oh, I'm a woman, that is why I can't have the success that my male counterparts have. But if you think that it is a problem, then there is no competition. So these are all, these things that we create that hold us back are the things, are connections. That person has it, I want it, and now I'm competing for it. No, you are worthy of it, just like anyone else. You are worthy of every single thing that you want, and if you didn't think that it was impossible, then it would not be impossible. You see, this is the issue. People create all sorts of problems for themselves because they think that there is a genetic reason for things. There's no such thing as a genetic reason. Your genes, your DNA is activated by the enzymes that are produced in response to your emotion, which is produced in response to your thought. That's how activation happens. You get to choose what you're going to activate and what you're not going to activate. You can take conscious control. Now, things happen because when we don't understand this stuff, we are not paying attention to it, and then things happen. And we feel that we didn't have a role in it, but we always have a role in everything that happens to us. Everything that happens to us, we have a role in it. We are creator. Nobody is forcing us into a life that we are not creating. We created it, and sometimes because we don't know any better, we end up creating huge big messes. And then we need to get through those messes. But to say this is hard makes it hard. To say other people have done it so I can do it as well gets us through. Because these things that happen in our lives, they are temporary. Hear me, this is important. And then I'm going to stop because I have to jump into the Unicorn Club. But hear me. How long does it take for matter to change form? It doesn't take very long. A log of wood burns. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's changed its form and it's become something else. Water boils and changes into something else. It doesn't go away. And we can convert water from the air back into water. When you were a kid, did you ever do an experiment with sugar? Sugar water, and hang some twine or something in the bottle, and then the water evaporates and the sugar crystallizes on the twine. Did you ever do that experiment when you were at school? I did that experiment way back. I remember it was grade 2. We did that experiment. And what happened? When we dissolved the sugar in the water, it changed form, but it didn't go away. When the water evaporated, we got the sugar back. It crystallized back. And this is the way that everything changes form. And it only takes time. It's temporary. It's whatever state it is in just now is temporary, and by the energy of your emotions that are, you control your emotions by controlling your thoughts. When you generate the right emotion and you do it consistently over a period of time, you can materialize prosperity, you can materialize health, you can materialize anything that you want out of thin air. And I'm not kidding about it, because it's just a change of form. Energy changes form and becomes matter. You are the creator of the energy of thought. The thoughts that you are thinking are energy that are creating whatever you want and manifesting it. Taking that creation from non-physical and making it physical is a function of your emotion. It's just a when you understand that we are always only converting energy from one form to another, that is what makes you a powerful creator, because that is when you understand that you can create anything.